It's your boy, Amreezy, and I'm back with another Road to Sorare Boss episode where we follow my journey in the wonderful world of Sorare and we talk all things Sorare. Show you what I'm doing, show you my lineups, show you how I did the weekend just gone, show you my lineups for the coming weekend, and the end is near for the European season. It's almost there. Our in-season Premier League cards, our in-season La Liga, Bundesliga, all of those European champion, French League, all of those European seasons are coming to an end. It's sad. It's sad. And some people have sold their in-season cards already, I've seen. Some people are holding on to them. People like me, I'm holding on to them. I'm keeping them. I'm keeping them forever. Don't sell Sorare cards. I've not got time. I'm keeping my collections. And I've sold all of my things that don't really fit my collections, but I've still got my collections that I think I'm just going to keep. Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace, Everton, Wolves, all of them. Just keep them for Classic next year. Have a nice... When Cunha has a good fixture, we'll have the Wolves 5% collection. When Everton have a good fixture, we'll play them in Classic and we'll have a nice little squad bonus on them. That's how I'm looking at it. So yes, the European season is ending, but there's still I think 2 more weeks of the Premier League at least for some in-season rewards. Last weekend, I managed to win a little reward, $10. So, you know, still these little rewards here and there, they're still creeping in, and then it'll be in season. So let's start this week by looking at how I did last weekend and how I'm currently doing in the midweek. I am recording this on Wednesday evening, Wednesday night. So I haven't had that extra bit of time I usually have, but we're still going to preview things as we usually do. Let's take a look at my lineups from the previous week. Okay, gang, here we go. Sorare review time. So we're currently midweek in a game week 79 where there's La Liga football. But I think Barcelona are playing on Thursday. They may wrap up the title officially against Espanyol. So we don't know who's going to play because Barcelona have basically won the league. So they may just rest a whole bunch of players. They're not in any other competitions now. So on the other hand, they might want to go out in style, win their games with some flair. I'm hoping that's the case to the likes of Rafinha, Lewandowski, Torres. I hope they all play, getting lots of game time. But you could see a few of them rested, just coming on for 30 minutes, maybe not even at all, and then playing at the weekend because it is quite a heavy fixture schedule. So hopefully Rafinha plays and all my Barcelona players that I picked play, because so far today on Wednesday, Alaves, Deportivo Alaves, my Deportivo Alaves boys beat Valencia in a huge game for them and their battle to survive and stay up in La Liga. They won 1-0 and I backed the defense here. So we're halfway there with this lineup. Now I just need Fermin Lopez to start for Barcelona, which is a bit of a risk. Again, don't know how Barcelona are going to play this game. Are they going to rest? Are they going to rotate? Are they going to stick with the guys? Are they going to play the young kids? Who knows? Hopefully they play Fermin Lopez and Rafinha. If they do, I've got a great chance of getting something from this lineup here because these two boys have done their bit. And now I've got Julian Alvarez, who was rested last game. He didn't play last game because he was suspended. So he's fresh. And then the Barcelona boys. So hopefully these 3 cards can come good for me. And we might have some joy midweek. Again, if all 4 of these Barcelona guys play and do well, we could get something here. I put 2 more Alaves cards here. We might get some essence from this lineup, maybe, but probably not because it was a DMP goalkeeper. Then we had some, that's not nothing to get excited about. Contender. So the Mexican season is currently in the semi-final stage of the playoff structure. So they play the league structure, then they go to the playoffs. Tigres are my only Mexican team still left in the kind of playoffs. Necaxa have gone out, Atlas went out, Santos went out. So we're just down to our Tigres stack now. So we've got the game today for Tigres, and I'm kind of keeping an eye on that right now. Got that on one corner. And then, so I'm hoping all of these 5 Tigres boys can do something. We are, just kicked off here against Deportivo Toluca. The second leg is at the weekend. So I'll be playing a contender in-season Tigres stack on the weekend as well. But yeah, the game's just kicked off. I'm keeping an eye on it. I'll be able to see the second half in full after I've recorded this video. But yeah, hopefully this Tigres stack can smash, can beat Toluca, can get to the final to give me an extra contender in-season game before they become classic cards. But yeah, I've really enjoyed the Tigres stack. I think I might even get a Tigres stack next season. They might just become my Sorare Mexican team because Santos. No, let's not talk about Santos. Let's not. They're a long way from ever making the playoffs. But yeah, so we may get some joy from this lineup if Tigres have a good performance tonight against Toluca. And then we had some all-star lineups that weren't that serious. So that's the current midweek set of games. Let's look at last weekend where we won $10. And none of that was from the Premier League. I did think, I felt confident about this week. I thought, Premier League in season, let's get those cash rewards while we still can with these in-season cards. Nottingham Forest need to win. They needed to win. They're battling Chelsea, they're battling Newcastle, they're battling for Champions League football. They had Leicester at home, and I know Nottingham Forest have had a bit of a wobbly set of fixtures lately, but I was convinced this was the weekend they were going to, even though they weren't in the best confidence, it's Leicester at home. Leicester already relegated. Leicester don't score against anyone, and Nottingham Forest conceded 2. So even though Gibbs White got a goal and an assist, Chris Wood got a goal. The defense didn't do their part. I doubled up on the defense because I was so confident at home Forest are going to get their act together again and beat Leicester, keep a clean sheet. It didn't happen. But, you can't really be too harsh about yourself. This is how I play Sorare. I back these kind of smaller teams, and then I target fixtures like Leicester, Southampton, Ipswich, and then you just kind of think, it's a good strategy, and it has worked for me some weeks. Some weeks it's paid off. I've won $50 here and there. Other weeks it doesn't work, and it's a bit unlucky. So we just got 500 XP in the end from this Nottingham Forest lineup because they drew 2-2 to Leicester. Bitterly disappointed. And then Crystal Palace playing Tottenham. I was like, okay, Tottenham are going to be concentrating in Europe. Tottenham don't care about the Premier League anymore. They're not trying in the league. Crystal Palace are doing well in the league. I thought that Crystal Palace would win. They did 2-0. For some reason, Lacroix gets a 42. Mateta didn't score, unfortunately. Sa and Eze did their bit. The goalkeeper did his bit, but these two boys let me down. So we won 5 essence. We got a promotion, but we didn't get the cash that we wanted. So yeah, Forest and Palace both kind of letting me down, really. Both of my kind of slightly bargain Premier League stacks that I've built this season didn't quite deliver this week. Wolves, we didn't really expect anything from Wolves. Playing Brighton. Wolves, now that they've secured Premier League survival, they're on the beach. They're on the beach, especially Cunha. Cunha's definitely on the beach. So, yeah, nothing from this lineup. Then we had Premier League Classic, where nobody here delivered. Chelsea didn't do well, lost 2-0 against Newcastle. Chelsea played well against Newcastle. They did lose 2-0, but, there were encouraging signs for Chelsea. I don't think Chelsea are necessarily doom and gloom. They've got Man United and Nottingham Forest, the remaining 2 games of the season. I think they can still win both of those games. They've still got a chance of qualifying for the Champions League. Fingers crossed, obviously, as a Chelsea fan, but let's see what happens. So none of them delivered, though, this week, so I didn't get anything from my classic Premier League stack. Had a good kind of score here, let down by Evan Nielsen, but these boys all did well. We got 5 essence from this lineup, which was nice. This is what I like about classic cards. You can still keep playing classic and collecting 5 essence here and there. And if you get some good classic cards, drafting a few tier 5s every now and again, getting in-season cards. That's what we're going to be doing next season with all of these guys. So yeah, Evan Nielsen let me down here, and all of these guys delivered, so that was nice to see. This lineup was a mess. Luckily not to get relegated with a 0 from Robinson, but hung on to our place in Division 2 here. Then we had some warm-up leagues. La Liga let me down big time because Lewandowski didn't play, Gonzalez didn't play, so we got relegated. This lineup's in Division 3 now. This lineup was terrible. Alaves lost against Bilbao, so it's a good job Alaves won against Valencia yesterday because boy did they need that win. Alaves are desperately hanging on, trying to survive to their La Liga status. And then this lineup got me 500 XP because Eric Garcia, 2 goals in 2 games for Eric Garcia. A late flourish from Eric Garcia. That's lovely to see. And Pepelu, I showed you last week that I bought Pepelu. And I was like, I didn't buy him. I traded him. He was worth like 40p. I traded him for another card that I didn't want for 40p. And he scored on his first game for me, which was nice. If only I'd have played these 2 in a better lineup, we could have won something better, but unfortunately we didn't. So they went to warm-up leagues, Bundesliga warm-up leagues, MLS. MLS really annoying. I picked the right 4 common cards, but my guy, my only MLS card that I have, he didn't play this week, so let me down. Right then, now we get to the cash. This is where we won our $10. We won $5 from this Monaco lineup, and we won $5 from this mini Monaco and then mixed European lineup. Monaco beat Lyon 2-0. I didn't see this coming. I was more confident about the Premier League lineups winning me cash last weekend, not the Monaco boys, but they delivered. And if only what has happened to Mika Biereth earlier in the season, he was scoring every game. I think he got like 5 hat tricks, literally no exaggeration. He got like 5 hat tricks in like January, February, and now he's just not scoring anymore. And I have to captain him because he's still the main man up front for Monaco, but they're just scoring from other places. The midfielders are doing really well. Akliush, Minamino, Zakaria in midfield keeps popping up with goals like he did this week. Zakaria with the goal this week. Kamara with the assist. So I picked the right 4 boys here, and I would have won more cash if Biereth had his shooting boots on. But unfortunately, he's gone off the boil. Can we see Mika Biereth's form? Let me just show you how frustrating Mika Biereth is right now. Because earlier in the season, not even that far ago, look at his form. 100 with 2 goals. Goal, 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 goal. Hat trick, hat trick, hat trick. I mean, he was so fun to own during this period. Then, recently, I mean, and this is why I have to keep captaining him. Because amongst his bad form, he has a 70, he scores. And then he gets a 75. A 66. So he could score the next weekend. I have to keep captaining Mika Biereth, even though the likes of Zakaria, the midfield for Monaco is solid. Zakaria and Kamara, the 2 holding midfielders in that middle of that Monaco midfield, are so good. They both probably shouldn't be playing for Monaco, especially Lamine Kamara. He could play for anyone, literally. Real Madrid, Liverpool, Man City. They should all be looking at this Lamine Kamara guy. He's great. So we won $5 here, and we won $5 here because these 2 Monaco boys did well. Aaron Ramsdale, I did not see this coming. Southampton kept a clean sheet against Manchester City. Didn't see that one coming, but I was delighted he did because it meant we won $5 from this lineup as well, and a promotion in both of the lineups. So we've got 2 Division 1 lineups now in Champion, and we've got 2 Division 1 lineups in the Premier League, so that's quite nice as well. So last couple of weeks of the season, we've got 2 Division 1 lineups in our 2 biggest regions. So we're going for it. We're going for it for the last few weeks of the season, trying to squeeze out some more cash prizes so we can save that money and then spend it next season on in-season cards. Nothing here. And from the classic lineups, James Ward-Prowse and Kudos. West Ham getting their act together, but it was against Manchester United. That's kind of like saying they were playing Southampton. They were playing Manchester United. So an easy win for West Ham. Manchester United also just concentrate. They're a little bit like Tottenham, concentrating on Europe, and Chelsea are playing Manchester United next. So I'm hoping Man United are going to keep their... Don't concentrate on the Premier League, man. Don't worry about the Premier League, Man United. Don't worry. Send the B team. Concentrate on the Europa League, all right? Give Chelsea those 3 points, please. So yeah, Kudos and Ward-Prowse did well for West Ham. Everyone else here did terrible. Challenger warm-up league contender in season, we had Tigres Necaxa. So I had basically 2 stacks playing against each other, and they kind of cancelled each other out annoyingly. It was 2-2. I was hoping ideally the Tigres boys, because that's the one I put in Division 1, I was hoping they'd win like 3 or 4-0 and Necaxa would have a 0, but 2-2. You're killing me, Mexico. You're killing me. Because I'm not getting a good score from either goalkeeper if it's 2-2. I did get a good score from one of the Tigres defenders, Jesus Angolo, but Alcantara didn't play for Necaxa. So we had some good scores here. Like if we'd have put, the Sorare game. If we'd have just put him in that lineup, we'd have won cash. It's that easy. If we'd have gone for Sanchez instead of Iganez and put Paradella instead of Gorian, we would have won cash. If I'd have also played a different Tigres midfielder, Lainez, who I have in limited and rare, if I'd have played his card instead of Gorian, we would have won something better as well. 8 points off a reward. What did Lainez do? Lainez got a 68. So yeah, if we'd have had Lainez instead of Gorian, would have won something. So yeah, that's how the Contender in season boys did. Contender Classic was this boy, Adrian Pereira, playing at RBK in Norway. He's on a great form. If you look at his score, 75 score he got. Adrian Pereira, if you're looking for a contender defender, how do you like that? How do you like those apples? That's quite some good form from him. How did I get this card? I got this card in a weird trade, I feel like. Yeah, I traded a Matty Cash and a João Gomez Classic ages ago for Adrian Pereira. And now these cards are worth 38p and 42p, and he's worth £2.33. So looking back, that was a good trade to have done. So that was Contender in season, and I don't think there's much else to report from the weekend. Under 23s didn't do much. Yep. There was an All-Star where we didn't win anything in All-Star. Dwight McNeil is back. Everton are back with the good results, beating Fulham 1-0. I'm going to be going hard on Everton this weekend. I'll show you that in a bit. But it's good to see Dwight McNeil back getting good points. He's done well in the last 2 weeks now. So it's Dwight McNeil season once again. So that's how I did at the weekend just gone. And then what do we do? What does your boy Amreezy do after he shows you his lineups from the past weekend? He shows you the new cards he's been buying. And I've not been buying any new. Actually, I have been buying some new cards. I bought a James Garner card 36 minutes ago because I've got market credits. I've got like £7 or £8 worth of market credits to spend and don't really have much players that I want to buy right now. But I figured, I'll fill out a few of my Everton collection a little bit more. It's at like 2%. So I figured if I buy a James Garner, I might buy 1 or 2 more Everton cards from this collection because I've got James Garner, Dwight McNeil, yeah, like I've got this. My Wolves collection is at 5%. I don't need to add any more to that. My Alaves collection, I think, will hit 5%, so I don't need to add to that. I could add a few more Nottingham Forest cards, but the players that I want aren't available on the instant buy, which is how I need to spend my market credits. Monaco, again, I've got the best players, and the other guys aren't available on market credits. So the ones I'm kind of looking at are Everton and Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, there's a few. I'd like Gehi, I'd like Daniel Munoz, and I could probably get that collection up to 3%. And Everton, I could probably get that collection up to 3%. That's kind of what I'm going to do with my remaining like £7 or £8 market credits that I have. I've got 10 days, I think, to spend them. So I'm just slowly getting there. So I bought a James Garner card because they've got Leicester this weekend. And I won a Marco Asensio card from last week, midweek. I had a Chelsea Europa League squad that did really well, I think. And I won a tier 2 card or a tier 3 card. One of those tiers, whatever it was, I won Asensio. So I like that card. I'm going to keep it because I like Asensio as a player. I really like him. When he moved to Villa, I was like, I might buy him. I didn't end up buying him. But now that I've won him, I'm going to keep him because I don't think he'll stay at Villa. I've got a feeling he's going to go back. I think he's on loan. He might go back and then go somewhere else. So I'm going to keep Asensio for Classic next season because I think he's too good to be a bench player. And I think at Villa, he hasn't quite been first team enough. He's first team now, which is also why I'm not selling him because I'm going to play him for the last 2 games of the season. But I think Rashford was keeping him out of the team. I think they were playing Rashford, Rodgers, other players instead of him. So I don't think he's going to want to be a backup player next year. So either he'll stay at Villa and be a first team player, in which case I'll like his card as a classic card next year, or he'll be sold, go somewhere else, and then be first team there. Wherever he goes next year, I think he's a great player. I love it. I love him. I love Asensio. So I'm going to keep that card because I like him. He's a little bit like Pepelu. I'm keeping him just because I like him. And James Garner I really like, and he helps with the Everton card. So these are my 2 new cards since last week. Now, let's finish this week's video by looking at my lineups for the coming weekend in the wonderful, fun, exciting world of Sorare. Okay, gang, let's do this. Game week 80 of the Sorare season is here. These are my lineups for the coming weekend. We've got one special competition and an arena competition. I'm not really doing the arena thing. I don't want to spend my essence. I'm saving my essence for next season. So I'm not going to be entering the arena. I'm not getting sucked into that. I'm not spending my essence. So There's an arena mode. There's an underdogs competition, which I'm not really taking too seriously. I looked at all my lineups where I should concentrate my focus is, and that's mainly the Premier League this weekend, Tigres, and maybe Monaco. So I did play around with trying to take this underdog thing a bit more seriously. But because the Premier League isn't a full set of fixtures this weekend, because there's cup games, FA Cup, or there's not, everyone's not playing. Crystal Palace aren't playing. Man City aren't playing, Wolves aren't playing, Crystal Palace aren't playing, and I have all the goalkeepers from there. So I don't have as many goalkeepers this week, so I couldn't spare goalkeepers for this special competition this week. So I put DMP goalkeepers in this lineup, and then 4 cards that maybe they'll all do really well, and because it's an underdog competition, it'll be a low scoring week, and I might be able to scrape something, but that's my strategy here. So I'll put some Barcelona boys that weren't good enough to get in my other lineups, some Tigres boys that weren't good enough to get in the Tigres main lineup, and then a couple of loose cannons here. So let's see how the underdogs do. Premier League in season. So we bought this James Garner card, and he's gone right into this. It's not Leicester. I said they were playing Leicester earlier. They're playing Southampton at home. Everton, Southampton at home. Everton on the news that they've got their new stadium and they're gonna keep Goodison Park for their women's team, which is great news. Really positive news for the women's game. So maybe the positive spirit's going to be in Goodison Park. Everton on a wave of optimism for next year with their new owners, investment coming in, and they're on kind of good form, Everton. So against Southampton at home, that's a really good fixture to target. I may even, last minute, get a Jordan Pickford card. I don't know. I'm umming and ahhing. But for now, I'm going to put a Nick Pope against Arsenal here. I've got a good feeling Newcastle are going to beat Arsenal, because Arsenal don't have as much to play for, and Newcastle really want to get that Champions League place. Arsenal have kind of got the Champions League place already. So I think Newcastle might beat Arsenal here. So I'm going to put Nick Pope in goal, and then 4 Everton boys. McNeil, Beto, Garner, and Branthwaite, which could all do well. Dwight McNeil, Beto could do well, Garner could do well, they could all do well. So this Division 1 Premier League in-season team, maybe we're going to get some cash. 4 Everton boys at Southampton, playing Southampton. Come on, Everton. My second lineup is a bit of an uncertain one. It's Nottingham Forest, who have gone off the bandwagon completely, but they're playing West Ham. And West Ham haven't exactly been amazing lately. They did beat Manchester United, but they weren't great before that. So maybe Nottingham Forest have some kind of reaction after their disappointing draw against Leicester. Who knows? I've got to play them because my Crystal Palace cards aren't playing. My Wolves cards aren't playing, so I have to play these guys. We didn't have many in-season options this week, so we're going to have to back the Nottingham Forest boys. I mean, as a Chelsea fan, I hope Nottingham Forest don't win. I want Chelsea to get that Champions League place, but it's kind of like a consolation. If Nottingham Forest win, at least I've got Sorare Joy to look forward to. So hopefully, if Nottingham Forest win, Gibbs White, Williams, Sells, and Woods do well. Then I'm going to captain Cole Palmer, because why not go all in on my heart, all in on that Chelsea Man United game. Captaining Cole Palmer as well. So hopefully Manchester United aren't going to try that hard, and Chelsea are really going to be up for that game. So Cole Palmer captain for that. Let's see how that game goes. Then my third, because I've not got, like I said, Palace and Wolves collections to play, my third Premier League in season is a real mixed bag. It's Ramsdale in goal. So if the Everton plan fails, maybe that means Ramsdale gets a good score. So that's my consolation there. Milenkovic, because West Ham don't score loads of goals, so maybe Nottingham Forest can keep a clean sheet or at least do well. Delap is playing Leicester, so he's not been in great form for Ipswich lately, but come on, Liam Delap. You're playing for the scouts now. You're in the shop window. So I'm hoping Liam Delap knows I'm in the shop window here. I need to get my act together. And it's Leicester. So Ipswich, Leicester, battle of the they're both relegated already. So let's hope he does well. Asensio is playing Tottenham. So again, hoping Tottenham aren't going to be trying in the league again. Hoping Villa are playing for Champions League football. Asensio has played the last 2 games since Rashford's been injured. So I'm thinking Asensio will play again. And it's at home to Spurs. Could be a good result for Villa. And then Doucouré is going to be captain, because that's my another Everton guy. I couldn't fit him in this team because I just think Ghana's more... Doucouré missed last game. And I'm just... Even though he did well last week, I'm just uncertain about Doucouré, so I didn't want to put him in my Division 1 lineup. I'm putting him in this lineup, and then I'm going to captain him because if he does play, it is Southampton at home, and come on Everton. So once again, we're relying on Everton here on this lineup. I think I've only got one serious classic lineup this week with a playing goalkeeper, and it's going to be 4 Chelsea players: Neto, Caicedo, Fernandes, and Cucurella. Jackson stupidly got himself sent off against Newcastle, so Chelsea aren't going to have a proper striker playing against Manchester United. So I'm guessing Neto will play up front, and it will be Palmer behind him, Madueke on the right, and maybe, I don't think Sancho can play against Manchester United, so maybe it will be on Kunku, or yeah, who knows? Maybe he'll play Gusto there. Maybe he'll play Palmer on the wing and play Enzo Fernandez in the 10. Who knows? All I know is that Jackson's suspension should be good for Neto. Neto should get himself in more attacking positions. He should basically get himself in the positions Jackson's usually in, and that's why I'm going to captain Neto. Slightly controversially, because Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo are probably safer bets, but it's classic. It's classic. You got to take risks in classic because it's so competitive. So we're going to go with the 4 Chelsea boys, captaining Neto, and then Areola in goal because I don't have any other Premier League goalkeepers. This Premier League lineup, it has a DMP goalkeeper because Jorgensen won't play for Chelsea, and then we just hope that these 4 guys smash and do us proud. Then we've got some warm-up leagues. Then we go to La Liga, where after Deportivo Alaves beat Valencia, I'm hoping confidence is flowing for Deportivo Alaves, and I'm putting a lot of my Deportivo Alaves boys in my top La Liga lineups because I'm not that confident Barcelona are going to play their A-team. I'm not confident, even if they play the A-team, who that's going to be. Are they going to play Lewandowski, who's just come back from injury? Will they play Rafinha, Lamal? Which ones are going to play? So I think it's safer for me to just go for Deportivo Alaves. And they're playing Real Valladolid, who are 20th. So it's 17th v 20th. It's a relegation 3-pointer. So I'm hoping Alaves keep their good run going. I'm going to go for 4 of their cards here with Julian Alvarez as captain. And then I'm going to be going for DMP goalkeeper here, 2 Alaves cards, 2 Barca cards. This lineup's a bit of a Division 3 gamble with a DMP goalkeeper, so don't expect much from this one. This one is the one where I've put Rafinha, Torres, and Lopez, a little bit like the midweek lineup. I think it's the exact same 3 players. So I'll see the Barcelona game tomorrow, who they play. If they play these 3 guys, I'll probably change this lineup because I probably won't be as confident these 3 guys will play. This lineup says Division 3, but as you can see, we're going to get promoted most likely. So this will be a Division 2 lineup, which is why I put my DMP goalkeeper in this one and my playing goalkeeper in this one. Again, Leganes and Palmas, another relegation 6-pointer here. So I'm hoping, obviously, Leganes win and Las Palmas lose. Marcus Alonso's got a nice game at home, and then 3 Barcelona boys. So that's my La Liga second in-season lineup. Then we've got some classic lineups, some warm-up Bundesliga lineups, some warm-up MLS lineups. Then we go to Monaco once again in Champion Division 1. Come on, Monaco. Do it again. It is an away game this week for Monaco, but it's an easier fixture. They were really good against Lyon, winning 2-0. An easier fixture now, but it is away against Lens. So hopefully, I'm playing the exact same 5. I'm settled on my Monaco formation now. Bireth, Kamara, Zakaria, Henrique, Con. That's my go-to Monaco formation. Hopefully, it pays off again. If they play like they did last week and Bireth scores, we might have a nice chance here of getting something good again. So let's see how Monaco do. This lineup I've got, this is a Division 3 DMP goalkeeper lineup with a couple of Monaco boys that might do well. Maybe we scrape some essence if they all do well. Another DMP lineup here with a couple of players I couldn't fit in my other lineups. Challenger warm-up league where we're going full Galatasaray with our Lamina card, who's at Galatasaray. Contender in season, so this will be the second leg of the Tigres Toluca semi-final of the playoffs. Obviously, we're hoping Tigres win this. I'll pay close attention to today's game, the first leg. If anyone gets injured, this lineup could change. But as it stands, I've taken Gorian out of the lineup this time and playing Lainez. I've learned my lesson. So hopefully these 5 guys can do well again. This classic lineup could also do well. Like I was saying, Adrian Pereira, on a good run of form lately, scoring 70s and high 60s every week. I'm going to captain him because he's got a nice fixture against Haugesund. Apologies for my pronunciation. But they're 16th in the table, and Rosenborg are at home. So I'm going to captain him. Vergara on his day can score. Sanchez has been in some really good form. He's one of the best contender strikers at the moment. And then Thiago Silva came back into the first team last week. So we're hoping Thiago Silva can keep his good run going. He came back, and obviously it's Thiago Silva. Came back last week, back into the first team. Smashed it with a 70-something score. So hopefully he can get another good score here. Under 23s, not taking that seriously. We've got a Division 3 lineup here and some All-Star lineups. This is my only serious All-Star lineup. This one's just about building XP on cards that I want to play next year. Trent, when he's at Real Madrid, I'm going to want him. So building the XP now. Solanke, Soleil, McGinn, and Kepa. Again, just building XP here. This lineup, however, is my West Ham counter move. So I couldn't play a Premier League lineup. I couldn't fit these West Ham boys in a Premier League lineup because I didn't have another Premier League goalkeeper. So I'm putting them in here with my one challenger goalkeeper because I couldn't put a challenger lineup out. So I should probably sell this guy because I've got no challenger cards, but I've got a challenger goalkeeper. Who knows? But yeah, he's going to play here and then all 4 West Ham cards. So if Nottingham Forest let me down in my Premier League in season, I'm hoping West Ham can... That means West Ham do well for this all-star team. Solid logic, right? Amreezy's definitely winning something this weekend. And then, yeah, common warm-up stuff. So, those are my lineups for the weekend, guys. Thank you for watching. As always, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Good luck with your game week 80s. I'll see you next week. Peace.